Hey now. It's Wednesday, the 4th of October. I almost said November. Yeah, got the sweater on again this morning. It was down in the 30s last night here. Cheers. Mm. Oh, so literally, people, I don't know about some of your other folks, but literally, when I just wake up and come in here after my morning routine and turn on the camera. I don't pre-plan this. I mean, if anything, I'll have a thought about, well, I'll talk about this or I'll show this record or something. This morning, it's pretty blank, and so I just have to show you. Honestly, what, if anything, I played yesterday, and I did, besides trying to work out some bugs with my refurbished computer and the interface with the MIDI interface. I did see your comment, Ghost and Bell, regarding publishing, and I can tell you that here. Let's make that part of the video. Icky Blossoms. Where is that record? Come on now. There it is. Okay, I'm not going to start the video again. That was not a big deal, was it? So, I didn't get them both. So I'm still wearing my Icky Blossoms t-shirt. I had mentioned yesterday that this band from Omaha, they have two albums out on Saddle Creek Records, or is it Team Love? I think it's one or the other. They're both related. But when they were writing this album, I consider Nick Fackler and Dereck Presnell the main, and oh shit, I'm bad with names. They're friends of mine, you know. So when they came to me while recording this album, while writing the album, they came to me and said, we have this one song and we really feel strong about it, but it needs something. And that song turned out to be Heat Lightning in her book. And they came to me and I knew what it needed. It needed a hook. And so I gave them the hook of the song. But I knew that it would, Sarah Bowling, also Icky Blossoms. I knew that it would help. And I asked them if I could get writing credit, not only writing credit, but I'd like to get publishing. And they had already LLC'd themselves, so as a group, they decided no. I wasn't the only person who did not get publishing or credit, writing credit in the publishing for what they did for the album. There's a couple other folks, I won't mention their names. So, in retro publishing my works, this doesn't count because I didn't get writer's credit. It's not, even though I know I did the work, it's not my work, so it's theirs. No big deal. It was cheeky. It's that business sort of stuff that ruins friendships actually all the time. Business sucks. I mean, as a focus, to me, business sucks. That's not what this has ever been about for me. It's always been about the music itself and the acts themselves. Yeah. I remain idealistic, although realistic regarding what music means to me and why I do it. It ain't about the money. When I grabbed that, I tried to grab both albums, but I ended up getting this one, Iconoclasta, Reminiscencias. Reminiscencias. I think this is a Mexican progressive rock band. Either Mexican, yeah, they're from Mexico. Iconoclasta. This is good. It's an original too. Does this have oh, I have it's heavy because I have a CD burn, don't I? Yeah, before I got this album, which I think it's through John Coltrane '68. I had burned the copy because I like it so much. Definitely proggy with the keyboards and some classical references musically. And interesting, it's like the cover is backwards. It's like that's where the back cover. See here, here's the open. So this is where it's like it's backwards. Is it on purpose? You know. So Harmony Codex by Steven Wilson. It's out and it still hasn't made it to Omaha. I hear you from the fella from Brazil that he says that Omaha's not the only place that hasn't received it yet. Well, that sucks, you know. I've listened to the whole album through downloading. You know, let's not be coy about it. If you want to hear something, you can download it. So I've heard the whole new album, and my first impression of it is that it's cerebral. There is Steven Wilson in his way, attempting to share emotions, but a lot of sadness is what I hear musically on the album. A lot of sadness and cerebral, unlike, and I gotta bring this up because this is my album of the year. I can't get enough of this. Unlike this album has a lot of feeling and a lot of warmth and a lot of humanity. I want to talk about it again because I'm having an experience with that album, which I love. So, but to get back to Steven Wilson, after listening online basically to the Harmony Codex, I still want it for my collection. Not blown away by it though, no. I went back to this. Porcupine Trees, Fear of a Blank Planet. Now, my favorite Porcupine Trees are Dead Wing and this. People always say In Absentia. No, I think In Absentia is good. I like this and Dead Wing much, much better. This was actually rather interesting because I'm real familiar with the first three sides. I played the fourth side, nil recurring in those tracks, and they sounded to me like an afterthought. This is the limited edition version with all that stuff that came out. It's like the first three sides are real strong, and then the last side is like it's an afterthought. It's like they could have kept it off. This is the yeah, but this is real good, and it makes me want to sing. That is an indicator of a record, or especially music that has words. That's an indicator that it's really hitting a deep place with me that I find myself singing along with it. So when that Dead Planet, Blank Planet came out, I played it a lot. I have several versions of it, and endeavored to learn the songs because I just liked it so much. You know, I'm having a similar, not a similar experience with a Porcupine Tree, but in my life, I love it when music hits me in a place that it's hard to describe, but it's emotional and it brings tears. This brought tears to my eyes yesterday more than once. This is my album of the year. The two songs, the whole, it's all come into perspective now. At first I thought there was some throwaway. Now I get it. I also at first thought that the album before this was better. No, this is a step forward. Boy, it took a minute for it to settle in. But the songs "A Life" followed by "Andalusia Plays," that's a perfect. They're almost perfect. And I've been feeling these songs so much I had to find out what they were singing. So the lyrics to "A Life" are online, and stay with me, people. This is what I'm here is to share what's okay. So for me, the words, they probably have definite meaning, but they bring up impressions. So for example, the song "A Life," it strikes me that the song in fact is about Neil and Rachel. You know, they've known each other since they were children. When the band first got together, they were a couple. Then, of course, they break up and the band survives it. And here, the song "A Life," we talk about, look at us now. Time's made a fool of us all. And then the next, it's about, I get that it's about them, and they're still together making this beautiful music. But so why did it make me cry? What did it bring up? I really just felt the beauty. The music is like a wraparound blanket. I just love the sound of their music. But it brought up some feelings and thoughts regarding a woman that for a time I thought was my soulmate. And I lost her. I had to let her, I wasn't ready. I had to let her go. She moved on while I was kind of stuck. The neighbors drinking already? Are they really? But um the sound of the music is like a bath in warm sunlight. This album is fantastic. This is my wheelhouse. This sort of thing is my wheelhouse, not jazz, not what a lot of people when they see me assume is going to be my ground base zero of what really makes me tick musically. It's not funk, it's not jazz. I love my people, but I insist that I'm a universal citizen. I'm a human being, and all music belongs to me, even if the direct culture doesn't. That's how I feel about it, and so that's how I embrace this music. The whole thing in the 60s with the Beatles and the explosion of things going from black and white to color and psychedelia and the emerging youth culture, I embraced it deeply. Like, I want this. I don't want to be sitting on the side in this little box of, well, this is how, that's how it appeared to me that black people were in this little box over here and we were appropriated. I always thought this is all mine. So I just want to just make sure people understand that about me. Maybe you don't, and it don't matter because it's who I am. Mr. Dawson, if you see this, thank you again so much for your kindness. Listen to this all the way yesterday. Richard Pinhas, Reverse. This came out in 2017. I didn't know anything about it until John sent it to me. This is excellent. It's drones. It's 4 drones with drums. It's killer. This is really good. It's like, if you keep me listening, that's the rub. And I never wanted to take this off. He also has Oren Armbachi is on here, Mertzbo is on here, William Wynant, and the other people are probably prominent, but I don't know their names. So this And again, I'm smitten by Slow Dive, and yet this cut right through. It's like, oh shit, this is good. I like that cover too. Reverse. So that's what I have to share. Honestly, the pile down here has not grown. I did listen all the way to that Angelique Kidjo. Really dug that. I pulled this because I recently bought this, but I haven't really played it, even though I know what's on it. You know, it's some alternate takes from Hunky Dory. But I plan to play this today. I find my neighbors not interesting, but perplexing. It's like, why do they sit in the front yard like that? And why do they talk and do everything so loud? It just seems real. I'm using the word country as a slam. We're not out in, we don't live out in the country where we can holler and nobody hears you for days, you know? Anyway, that's really what I have to share this morning. You know, I don't really feel like doing a poll. So I'll just stop there. You know, I'm not going to talk about current events. It's just really nuts, isn't it? Okay. Have a good day, family. If you see this out in wherever you are, make it the best. Everyone, make it the best today. Let me know how you're doing.